I'm not supposed to eat this much of all of it, but who doesn't like ramen? And then who doesn't like birria with ramen?
I am all the time too much, and Brian is like, just keep it simple. And sometimes he's too much, and I am like, just keep it
We
simple.
balance each other out.
That's right. I'm gonna leave Kansas City like 10 pounds heavier than I came, 100%. All right, y'all, what's up? We're here for another Famous Finds. Today we are in the heart of Kansas City, and we're here to do barbecue. Nope, we're not doing barbecue today. We're actually gonna do tacos. I know it's weird, tacos in Kansas City, you don't really think about it, but we wanted to mix it up a little bit. We came across a very talented chef, Fernanda Reyes, doing some amazing stuff. Got best pop-up, best tacos, best restaurant in just 2 years. Looking forward to see what she's putting together in that kitchen, from the tortilla, to the ingredients, to the toppings. This is Taco Naco! Let's go check it out. Here we are. Fernanda, if you wanna introduce yourself, tell us a story, tell us how you got here.
Well, thank you so much for being here. My name is Fernanda. I'm from Mexico. I arrived at Kansas City 12 years ago already for this handsome guy.
Oh, nice.
Love.
Nice.
I studied culinary arts in Mexico and then business administration. That is my master's degree. We just get married and we started thinking in a project because he was graduating for the UMKC.
I was getting my master's at UMKC, and we're like, let's do a project that's outside of anything else that we're doing.
And 12 years ago, I remember it was not too many Mexican food here. It was more Tex-Mex. We still not authentic Mexican food because we have a combination of everything, and I give like my touch and my flavor, everything. But we use a lot of Mexican recipes, a lot of Mexican ingredients. We try to focus in offer our colors, our culture, you know, like the essence of Mexico, the music of Mexico.
They pushed her around all throughout Mexico to learn the different flavors and regional flavors of Mexico. She's from Durango, the northern part, and her mother's from the Baja area, and my family's from the central Mexico area. So we decided let's kind of showcase that regionality of flavors, but in a different way, with a little bit of a flair, showcasing primarily Fernanda's like culinary background.
And on the same time, we still give, like, for example, we have in the menu queso dip, because the Americans, they love queso, you know. We have in our teachers, we accept all the tacos. So we don't,
I like that.
We don't discriminate, like shelf tacos or crispy tacos or whatever. Like it's a different taste for everyone. It's not like just Mexican
so
and that's it.
What are your biggest hurdles as far as that mixture of authentic versus making it approachable for everybody?
I all the time believe you cannot be 100% authentic. Doesn't matter the cuisine that you are, because you don't have the ingredients and the essence of the country. For example, if your family is Greek, I bet you like never is gonna taste the same.
Right, of course.
If you travel to Greek and you taste like the olive oil from there, the tomatoes and everything.
Right.
So the only thing that you can do is bring your culture, bring all the recipes for your grandma, and try to give to your customers.
Yeah.
Now here is another thing. A lot of customers, they don't used to those kind of ingredients, and maybe they don't like, for example, in Mexico, very spicy food. So you need to
scale it down a little, yeah.
Because in the end, I all the time believe like the purpose is happy customers, and everyone needs to enjoy the food.
What have been the biggest challenges business-wise, and where do you see Taco Naco going?
Well, we started off in the pandemic, so I think we were pretty resilient to most challenges. I'm new to the restaurant industry, so for me, it's just like I'm just kind of going with every little blow. And
he's the smart one. I am the dum-dum.
I think the biggest challenge is how we start. We started with like $4,000, we do a little pop-up stand. We didn't want to get a food truck because we don't know anything about trucks. So it's like we just really did a very grassroots approach. We don't have a bunch of investors behind us. Being able to just kind of grow it our way.
We have a great team, but I feel the most difficult part is teach to your team members how important is the restaurant for us. You know, transmit like, hey, we really care about this. It's not just make money or just sell like awful tacos.
Where do you see the future taking you?
Well, I want babies. I think Brian wants more restaurants, so we will see.
That's a good answer. I like that. Instead of 100 locations, babies is the kind of answer I like to hear.
Actually, number one, I want babies, and all the time it was like, well, let's start with the catering business, and then it was like a snowball. Like, let's start with the farmers market. We need a restaurant. We need a space for cooks. So I feel the growth of Taco Naco as well is because our customer ask all the time, and they accept what we are doing. You know, they like what we are doing here in Kansas City.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you have communication between amongst yourselves, I think you're gonna have no problem succeeding and also having a family, obviously, one day, hopefully, right? God willing, one day. I do, 2 and 1 on the way.
2?
1 on the way, 2.5.
Do you recommend or not?
I do.
Maybe we can have 3 and then 1 manager for each restaurant.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go in the back now, see where all the magic happens.
So this is Taco Naco Westport. We have 3 locations. I don't know if you know.
Is the original?
No, the original is in Kansas. It's a line that separates Kansas and Missouri. So we have 2 right now in Kansas City, Missouri, and 1 in Kansas. That was the first one. So Westport is a great district for have fun, have party. Today is gonna play the Chiefs versus your state. Go Chiefs! We have a lot of people here just to come, drink, have fun. We have a lot of margaritas here. We have the co-packing, we have the wildberry margarita, and we have the passion fruit. So we have a big selection of tequilas, mezcales, Mexican beers, local beers. We try to do a lot of collaborations with local providers like the brown sugars, the Conchas is one guy that just started that is Mexican too. We try to have like candies and things like that. Even in that we don't sell too much, it's like, well, this is what you can find in Mexico all the time and is what people like.
I love the 6-pack of, is that Mexican Coke? 4-pack? What is it?
That one that say World Champions.
Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna put that down. Sorry.
This one? World Champions. Crazy.
All right.
Yeah,
moving on.
Then all the salsas, we do it every single day. We really believe in fresh ingredients. We do it small batches and
What's your favorite one?
My favorite one is the peanut matcha because it's a combination of flavors. Tastes very good with shrimp, with fish, with the steak. It's spicy, so I really like that. Let's go to the kitchen. We have a couple of sales here that hecho con amor and happy customers because we really like all the time to the employees observe like the same values.
Yeah, of course. Yep.
That we want to show to everyone. I feel that is the most difficult part. Like because some people is like, well, I'm just here for work and make money.
Right.
And we are like, yeah, that's okay. But at the same time, I want you to understand this. Like we cook with love. Like we really care about happy customers.
This is where the magic happens. Oh yeah, al pastor.
Yep. Well, the magic is here in the dishes. Yeah, this is the kitchen. It's a pretty small kitchen. So right now, Chichelli, she is in charge of the kitchen in the mornings.
What is she making, you said?
That one is picadillo or ground beef. So basically, it's just ground beef. We put potatoes, guajillo sauce. Here we have the shrimp and
tempura battered, eh?
Yes.
Wow.
And
nice
then
and big.
We have the brisket barbacoa. So that one we use for the quesadillas. So we call tacos al pastor. It's very typical from the center of Mexico. That is Estado de Mexico, Toluca, and Puebla. So basically the quesadilla is con tortilla and then we dip the tortilla in the grease of the brisket. And then we put cheese, we leave it there melt, and then the brisket on the top, and we finish with onions and cilantro. It's very crispy, it's very tasty. This dish is from the north of Mexico and the center of Mexico. You can find this dish in Guadalajara or Tijuana. We have 2 options. We are serving with the 3 tacos, and the other one is with a ramen soup.
I think what's beautiful about Mexican food is it's definitely a melting pot of different cultures, and there's been a lot of different influences that come in that have shaped Mexican food. More, not just indigenous backgrounds, but also the European, Asian, and American, and all that. And Mexico really has its regionality. When I was growing up here, I was like, no, that's not a taco, that's not a taco, that kind of thing. But then I realized, especially meeting Fernanda and seeing more of the north and how they do tacos up in the north, it's like there is a lot of tacos. That's also why we accept all tacos. Anyone can make a taco, and there's something special about it, you know?
What kind of cheese are you using on the birria?
That is Monterrey Jack cheese.
Monterrey Jack.
Yes. In Mexico, they use
Oaxaca
or Menonita, but here it's more difficult to find. So we use a local provider for the tortillas. They just won a James Beard Award in last year, right?
For all their tortillas?
Yes.
Nice.
So this is very Sonora style texture of the tortilla. It's not too thick, it's not like a pita bread. I don't want to discriminate anyone.
No, yeah.
But in Mexico, it's a very, very, very thin
It looks like it's almost clear, but it has a good body to it to where it holds up with all the tacos, right?
And it's made with pork fat as well, which I think adds a really nice little texture and flavor to it.
We are gonna do a couple of quesadillas here that they're as well one of the best sellers. Americans love it.
How many pieces are you gonna cut that into?
That one we serve in one.
In one?
Yes.
Oh,
Mexican
nice.
quesadillas are smaller. They're usually about that size, and they just fold it in half usually.
I really like that the tortilla needs to be super crispy there. So you see the color that takes.
That's beautiful.
There basically is the pork, and then they put aioli cilantro, the fresh pineapple, and the microgreen cilantro, a little bit of radish. That is the size cucumber. He's missing the lime. And one salsa.
And tempura batter is a thing there, eh?
They do use that, yeah.
We use Tecate beer
In the batter, wow.
for do the
Wow.
batter. Yeah, I think that's why we call Nako. So we have a combination of everything. All Kansas, all the parts of Mexico, because in Mexico it's divided by almost 7 different regions.
Oh,
States.
it's like ramen. That's awesome.
When you go to see like football, they sell you Maruchan with different things.
Really?
That's when you are out your country, the variety of cultures, how everyone is different and how everyone adapt to the region. That's why I don't like to use, I am authentic Mexican
right, you
food,
said that,
even
yeah.
though I
Yeah.
am Mexican.
Right.
It's like, no dude, I'm
Right.
not authentic. I feel that you need to adapt to the state or to the city that you are moving, even into the culture. Right now, I bet you it's gonna be super dead because everyone is gonna support chips. So, by the way, why you invite us to Baltimore and not to Greece?
You can do both. That's what I'm saying. It's an
Right?
open invitation. I promise. Whenever
I think
you
I
want.
prefer go to Greece. That is the cochinita pibil tacos. So cochinita pibil is more from the south of Mexico. It's from Yucatan. So it's basically pork marinated in achote. Achote is a natto seed. It's a paste. We put red pickled onions that they call eshnipek. Eshnipek is a Maya word that means wet snow, that is mojada.
Wet nose.
Yes, because the eshnipek, the original recipe is with habanero. But we don't use habanero because it's
Too
too
hot.
spicy.
Yeah.
That recipe, if you travel to Yucatan, every single restaurant is the signature of the state, the cochinita pibil.
Got it. Do you think your tolerance to heat has dropped down since you've been here?
The tolerance of alcohol and parties. Nah, heat is the same. So in the north, we use more dry peppers, more guajillo, chipotle, and everything. And Brian is from the center of Mexico, so they use more fresh salsas.
Got it.
In the north, it's more adobo and dry meat, even in meats and salsas. And in the center, is more fresh.
So this is Oscar.
What's up, Oscar? How you doing, Tony? Nice to meet you.
So he's our bar manager. So we do a Micha Loco. That's Fernanda's idea. She hosts bar treats on top, traditional Mexican bar treats. It's a fun experience. It's just really piled up.
Hell yeah.
All right, we're gonna start with the Micha Loco. Usually, we rim it with tahini and chamoy.
What is it, chamol? Is it a
Chamoy is like a tamarind paste.
tamarind paste?
Yeah. And then you know, fill a scoop of ice. Then you get your beer of choice. Usually, I go with Modelo. Modelo is my favorite beer. Do a Modelo for you.
How's that?
You're gonna pour the whole beer in there. Pour some lime juice in there. And the michelada mix, the best part.
You got all the ingredients in there, Clamato, Worcester, different stuff like that.
Yeah. The michelada here is the best michelada mix, in my opinion. Yeah, it's best for any type of weather, to be honest. Especially for on a game day. It's real good, man.
Yeah.
And then what we're gonna do next is we're gonna get some snacks on here.
Oh, wow.
See, we're gonna use some Japanese peanuts, some Lay's, and then some Takis for you. See?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
This is great.
So we're gonna add the Lay's on there for you. Add some peanuts. We're gonna finish it with some Takis. Then we're gonna top it with some botanera sauce. And there you go.
Oh my
It's gonna be
God.
a Micha Loco. Yeah, there you go. All right, and then this is gonna be the spicy fuego.
The alcohol's already in there?
Yeah, so we pre-mix it like
Oh, wow.
every other day, so have it ready for the next day. And then we're gonna garnish it with a pineapple, a couple of jalapenos. You gotta put the flour on it. Need a straw.
Nice.
That's gonna be the spicy
That looks
pineapple. That one's
awesome.
pretty good. I'd say it's one of my favorite, and it sells pretty good.
Looks great.
Yeah. And then the classic, you know, the one everybody normally asks for, classic lime margarita. You know, you always gotta top it off with the lime flour, and then you cut the straw. There you go. That's your classic
Thank you very much.
margarita. Yeah. It's a pina colada.
You're trying to get us drunk, eh?
This area, more Westport, have a big community of artists, and all the letters that they make it. We work with 3 artists in the past. 3 ones are girls, and they are local. We are very proud as well of every single detail that they are doing from us. They put their essence. I just say like, look, this is what
vision.
I want, and they do it by hand and everything. As well of the art that you see here, these ones we bring in from Oaxaca. I hang myself with my mom. The piñata is Brian idea.
I love it.
I say no, and we was fighting for 3 months. And then we have as well this mural. If you walk around Westport, you will see a different murals. And actually here, if you go around, you will see one for the Royals. If you go around here, you will see one of Patrick Mahomes, the best player in the world.
I have one question though.
Chips?
One question.
What?
Why do we have to have the AFC Championship game from last year on the TV?
Just because you are here.
It's a setup.
We say, let's do it.
Taco Naco KC, we met the people, we got the story, we know it's not by accident.
What is the name of the people?
Fernanda and Brian. Got the story, got behind the scenes, we saw the magic, we saw the kitchen, we saw the attention to detail. Even in the front of the house with the artwork, with the drinks, it doesn't stop with them. We know why you're blowing up in such a short time frame, right? We have all the food here, the delicious food in front of us, and the delicious drinks, obviously. I'm gonna let Fernanda and Brian kind of lead the way here as I stuff my face with them.
My favorite one, it will be the last one, that is the shrimp taco.
All
and
right, you're a little biased, right? Because it's from Baja.
Yes, so I am like more surf and turf. The salsas, we start with one, that is that one that you are trying, that is one of the best sellers, is tomatillo salsa. Yes.
That's my grandmother's recipe.
Wow.
Mexico.
These 2 are the most typical green salsas, yes, that you will receive in all the taquerias. One is infusion of jalapeno, garlic, onions, and oil. Yeah, it's a little bit spicy, but it's not
That's
crazy
great.
spicy.
This one's great.
And this one is medium spicy, but you will have more fresh there, and more fresh ingredients, of course. This is the cantina one. It's very similar to the green one, but it's with tomatoes.
Instead of tomatillos, yeah.
Tomatoes. And then this one is just a regular Tex-Mex salsa, because we accept all the tacos, and they're asking for 0 spicy one, so we decided to do that one.
Little bit of paste in there, tomato paste.
It's the only one that we use tomato cans. The rest, everything is fresh. Then we have the hot habanero. Be careful with that. It's just habanero roasted with tomato, garlic, onion, cilantro. Yeah, it's gonna be a little.
That's good.
Don't worry, we have tequila shots. And then this one is the peanut matcha.
This is your favorite one, right?
Yes, it's spicy.
I don't think I've ever had peanut inside of a salsa
so
before.
it's literally peanut.
Mole, right, has peanuts to some extent, right?
Yes. But the mole don't have chile de árbol, so it's not too spicy. This one you are gonna receive the kick there, and a little bit of lime and cilantro too.
Very good. Wow.
This
peanut
is
matcha, right?
Fuego pineapple. It has a little bit of a kick to it, so it'll be a nice transition from that peanut matcha. It's probably one of our best sellers.
That's great.
Yeah, and we don't try to do like crazy spicy. So basically, you will have the flavor of the jalapeno, and then a little bit of lime, the tequila, and the sweet of the pineapple.
Very balanced.
Yeah, the quesadilla. And we have
this is
a different.
Al pastor, right?
This is pork al pastor, yes. And we have the yoli chipotle and the schnipek on the side. So
the schnipek is pickled onions.
yes. So if you want, you can take a little bit of that or put it inside, and then take a little bit of your quesadilla, dip it in the salsa, and then just take a bite.
I'm gonna do whatever Fernanda tells me to do. That's for sure. I'm sure Brian feels the same way, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you just dip there.
That one?
Yeah. And like.
That's amazing. That tortilla's great.
Yep.
The pork's great. Everything's great about it. Is that the cheese in the bottom there?
Yeah.
It doesn't get hard. It's still soft.
Yeah.
My brain's going to like a torta, but you don't have the thickness of the torta that fills you up. You know what I mean? That holds you down. That tortilla's great. It complements it.
So this one is the ramen soup of the ramen noodles. So the idea is you have the ramen there. You eat the ramen, and then you take a little bit of the quesadilla and you dip it there. But I mean, you can eat it.
How did you come up with this idea?
Trending in Mexico.
Yeah.
Really?
It's Mexicali, Tijuana, that whole area. There's a lot of Asian influence over there, and so this is
Actually,
part of that.
Tijuana have one of the biggest communities of Chinese people. They have a very good Chinese food there.
Really?
Yeah. And in Tijuana, they have as well a lot of birria. So I saw it in one restaurant of one friend, and I was like, well, we should bring that idea here.
And you said you're using brisket for
Yes,
the birria.
yes.
Amazing.
And the perfect pairing for this one is the michelada, because the michelada we use in Mexico for limpiar the hangover. ¿Cómo se dice?
Cure hangover cure.
For cure the hangover, and also for connected. So if you have already a Tank 7 from Kansas, you can have this and then go to the stadium, and maybe you will start like, oh, cheers! instead
We're gonna have to make like a purple michelada. How about that?
Yeah.
Here we are, michelada, Taco Naco, and the snacks on the side. I guess I gotta start with the snacks. No.
So the snacks, basically, you can just, in Mexico, we don't eat and leave. In Mexico, we go to a restaurant, we eat, we spend time with family. We can stay there by hours. For us, food is not just something that fulfill you.
Yeah,
it's
a social moment.
Yes, it's more like
The Greeks are the same way.
Yeah,
Meze.
It's our mesa, it's our home.
This has to be, with Mexico, top 2, top 3, max. Micheladas. This is amazing.
It's one of my favorite drinks.
We just really want to do it really well.
Right.
We take a lot of pride in it, and it's like we're not just gonna put a margarita out there that doesn't taste good. So something about this taco, it has a lot of, it's styled the same way as our brisket barbacoa taco. We throw a chipotle aioli, we have a cilantro and the red pickled onion, but no cheese on this one. Like brisket does have cheese. But this one has a unique flavor that the pork gives it. I don't know, it just makes my mouth water every time I talk about it.
Is there a reason that you paired it with your grandmother's tomatillo recipe?
I think the acidity of it breaks down through the pork. It's
really,
really,
the fat.
really good.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
1,
awesome.
2, 3.
Cheers.
Enjoy.
Thank you very much for having me. Wow.
Just something the aftertaste.
Everything's done perfectly. The toppings, your cilantro, your pickled onions, the pork obviously cooked perfectly. What do you have on there? The aioli, right?
Yep.
And the tortilla, obviously, you know that it can make or break a taco, right? So I'm sure you guys are lucky to have that. James Beard, you said?
They're great. Yeah, they're local. They kind of inspired us actually kind of start our business. I'm just really particular about a good al pastor taco because Central Mexico, they make some really good ones. We, of course, did our own kind of style where we mix our onion and pineapple together and actually kind of bring some more flavors to it. And then we use also a cilantro aioli instead. The traditional al pastor doesn't have aioli.
Cheers.
So a good al pastor, a lot of times it's like really soft. You have to have that little crunch texture to that pork.
Yeah.
You know, it has to have that caramelization.
Yeah, I saw it when you put it on the flat top, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously
And this pineapple juice is already
spit,
running down
right.
it too.
Oh my God.
And also don't rush like the way that you cook. So marinate for 24 hours. The cochinita pibil as well. We marinate with the adobo for 24 hours, and then we cook. We do a slow cook, 350 degrees for 6 hours. That is why the pork is super soft and tender, but it still is juicy.
And it's still got that crunch to it, like you said. It's amazing. And the tomatillo salsa, I can't get enough of it.
Yeah, I agree.
It is so refreshing.
That is the classic one, and so far is my favorite.
It's traditional.
Yeah, I am a boring person.
This is great though. This is perfectly balanced. Great lime flavor. Obviously you can tell everything's fresh because you're not getting any aftertaste, any chemical taste or anything. Yeah, right. So we know the birria taco is obviously great. Just had it with the brisket. Now we have the different consomme.
So this is the traditional quesadilla experience where you have the consomme, the taco.
Is it rice in there?
Yeah, we throw a little rice in there.
I haven't seen it made with the rice. That's awesome.
It's all grease, so we figure let's throw a little bit of rice in there to soak up some of that, and you can eat some of that.
That makes sense because a lot of times it goes to waste because you can't soak it up enough.
Yeah.
Or like you end up drinking it at the end kind of thing.
Probably not that healthy, but yeah, that's exactly what people do.
That's great.
Yeah, and also great hangover cure.
That one is one of the best sellers, and that ramen soup here. Kansas City, Missouri have marijuana that is legal. So as well, we have a lot of
Munchies. Yes.
Munchies, yeah.
So
What do you-
we accept all the tacos.
Pina colada?
Yeah, that's our pina colada. It's a frozen cocktail that we do.
You can do with rum or mezcal.
I'm gonna be leaving Kansas City wasted and 10 pounds heavier.
We make a non-alcoholic version of that too for the kids. You know, 'cause that's what they always have at the resorts.
The grand finale.
So here we have the tecate fish batter, that is the shrimp, and then the other one is the fish. One is with chorizo and corn tortilla and cheese. Brian laughed about me because I use cheese for everything, but it's something about the north of Mexico. And each one have a flour tortilla, and then the tecate and cabbage. So the chorizo, we make it here actually. It's
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but my recipe is half and a half. So most of the time the chorizo is just pork. I just do half pork and half beef. So it's not too greasy.
Oh, wow.
Oh wait, you need your tequila shot.
Taco shot taco.
So-
The shrimp is amazing. It's still crunchy. We've been sitting talking for what, 20 minutes minimum. Still crunchy. Amazing.
Wow, where's that?
Very hard to do.
Yeah.
The tortilla, the chorizo, the cheese. I mean, where do I start?
So Fernanda's uncle is a shrimp fisherman. So that's part of the story why we really wanted that on the menu.
Oh, they have to sell well.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh yeah.
Cheers.
Salud.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Thank you very much
so
for having me.
inviting us.
Wish you nothing but success and nothing but the best.
Thank you very much.
And a family soon enough.
Please.
Grand finale. So crunchy. I can't believe it. That is amazing.
Yeah, that is a lot of.
And as you can imagine,
getting more and more
I've
popular.
eaten a lot of seafood in my life.
Oh yeah.
Taco Naco, Kansas City. Fernanda, Brian, Tony. Tony because I've had a couple of drinks. Just want to remind myself who I am.
A couple.
We had to end it with the fish taco, of course, the tecate fish taco. You can hear the batter.
And the music stopped just in that moment.
You saw the people, you saw the story. This is Famous Finds, and now we know why it's famous. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Which one was your favorite?
Of all the tacos.
You need to pick one.
I can't pick one. Maybe here.
The quesadilla.
But if I wasn't a seafood
I'm
guy,
asking you because all the time, Brian
hey,
and I
but
will
if I
find
wasn't
out.
a seafood guy,
Okay, so one and one, baby.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, here we go.